Hello and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time on this channel, I really appreciate the fact that you clicked on this video. So 10 things that you can do to calm your heart and your mind. Number one, listen to calming music. Not that hardcore but drums and guitar, like electric guitar and people screaming through the mic or rap. Preferably instrumental music. If you go on YouTube, if you go on Spotify, whatever app that you're using, just type in peaceful music, relaxing music, and you're gonna find a ton of sometimes 30 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hour long videos of just pure relaxing music of yeah, of various melodies and various instruments that just calm you. Because a lot of the times we listen to very fast tempo music with a lot of beats, like electronic music and rock music and a lot of lyrics. And some of the lyrics can be very vulgar. The beats can be very fast paced. It can kind of like get our brain pumping and get our heart rate up, and make us like think different things. And we get a little bit excited. The whole point is to be calm. So when you listen to calming music, it calms your heart, it calms your mind as well, in a way. But like I said, preferably music that doesn't have lyrics, that's instrumental and causes you to kind of introspect, in your brain and not have to think about what the song is about, or just is this a way to clear your head and put you in a relaxing state. So that's my recommendation. Number two, go for a walk in the morning. The reason why I say go for a walk in the morning is because there's not a lot of people that do it. And there's not a lot of cars. Depending on where you live, there may be a lot of traffic. But if you go for a walk first thing in the morning, you're getting that fresh air. You're surrounded by maybe less people. You're surrounded by less noise. And that can put you in a very peaceful state of mind because you're getting the heart rate. You're exposing yourself to the outside world, the fresh air, the nature, maybe the animals. You can hear the sounds of the birds chirping first thing in the morning. It has a calming effect on you. And trust me, I'm saying this from experience. If you can't do it in the morning, try doing it in the evening or in the night when the sun is down. Because in that sense too, there may not be a lot of people out. Everyone just might be inside on doing their own thing. But if you do it at night, maybe right before you go to bed, you go for a 5 or 10 minute walk outside around your block. It has a very calming effect as well because now you're seeing the world when it's in sleep mode. Most people are asleep, most people are inside, as I said. So you have this opportunity to be by yourself. You have this opportunity to not have to deal with a lot of problems or noise and other stuff that may go on around you. You have that opportunity for yourself to just for yourself to stay calm and to be relaxed through a beautiful walk in the night. Number three, read. My suggestion is that you should read fantasy novels. Um, not like romantic novels or other forms, because I feel like your mind starts to drift, or you may start thinking about the past. You may start thinking about a past relationship. You may start comparing yourself to the characters. But in a fantasy novel, it allows you to have a sense of imagination. It allows you to be a little bit creative in a sense. And fantasy novels and adventure novels have a lot of amazing things that happen. The characters are really interesting. A lot of cool mages and orcs and in sword battles and stuff like that, which can kind of like, it has an effect on the mind. It causes you to be more imaginative, and preferably like if you're reading stuff, um, it shouldn't be like too graphic or too violent, because then you may start thinking about that in your head after you're done reading. And we're trying to calm the mind. So reading fantasy novels, for me personally, it may not be the same for everyone else. I actually feel a lot calmer when I read that type of stuff, like Lord of the Rings or like Harry Potter, or stuff like that. It just calms my mind. I don't know why, but compared to other books that I read, I feel like my mind is always I'm always thinking about stuff. If I'm reading books about history, or if I'm reading books about other subjects like math or astronomy or something like that, I'm pondering about so many different things. But I like to read a nice fantasy novel, and that helps me to be calm. Number 4, drink green tea and or jasmine tea instead of coffee. Coffee gets your heart rate up. Coffee gets you too excited. It gets you too, jumpy sometimes. But when you drink green tea or jasmine tea, I've noticed an effect where you feel a lot calmer. You feel really relaxed. That's a very relaxing effect. It's almost like a sedative in a way. I drink a nice little a green tea, like an hour before I go to bed, and I'm in such a relaxed. It makes me tired. It makes me really sleepy. It makes me calm. It calms my mind. So I recommend that to you guys if you haven't tried it, is to drink green tea or jasmine tea, preferably organic. And number 5, this is a very big one as well. Pray daily. Even if you're not a religious person, you should still pray. Pray that you should be thankful that you had another day today. You should pray that you are alive today. You should be thankful that you are alive. And I've noticed that by praying daily, especially multiple times per day, I feel a lot content with my life. I feel a sense of fulfillment. I feel happier. I feel calmer. I feel like I'm giving out to the universe that and I'm thanking God because I do believe in God, and I thank God for everything that He has provided for me and for everyone around me, and that gives me a really calming and really really like relaxing state of mind that I've noticed. And I also feel like if I've done something wrong, anything bad that I sinned, something that I committed, when I pray to God, I feel a lot better about myself, and I don't have to think about it too much. Number 6, meditate. That also kind of correlates to praying, but with meditation, if you're not able to meditate that well, try guided meditation. Practice deep breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for about 4 seconds. Let it out for about 4 seconds, and then wait 4 seconds before you inhale. Do this about 5 or 10 times. Notice that you'll feel a lot calmer. You feel a lot more relaxed. And you can work your way up. You can work your way up to maybe doing it for 5 minutes. Meditate for 5 minutes to 7 minutes to 10 minutes. Preferably in an area where you're not have a lot of distractions. Like you may not have yeah, if you're in a house full of kids, maybe try to go outside at a park and sit at a bench or in your car, and you can even meditate in your car. That actually has a lot of benefits to calm your heart and your mind. Number 7, draw. I've noticed that when I start drawing, um, like mountains or rivers or streams or anything of that nature that I'm interested in, I feel so good. Like it's almost as if I'm connecting back to my childhood roots when I start drawing, and it makes me just feel more in the present moment. I feel a lot, and when I'm finished the drawing and when I color it in, man, it's so like satisfying to do that, to draw something and then color it in and fix the little details and stuff like that. And I've noticed that drawing is a very low active form of activity, right? It's not a very high active activity, like exercise, like running or sprinting or something like that. It's a very low. It requires low energy, right? And it puts you in a very calming state. I've noticed that, so I recommend that. Number 8, reduce your phone usage. Um, this is also a very big one. A lot of us use our phones on a daily basis. We may use it for emails. We may use it for texting our loved ones. We may use it for our businesses or whatever. We rely on our phones a lot, but if we're able to maybe turn off the phone, turn off the notifications on our phone, and when we sleep, put the phone in another room, we feel less inclined to actually go back to using it. And even if you are using your phone 3-4 hours a day, if you can reduce it to maybe just 3 hours a day instead of 4, 2 hours a day instead of 3, if you're able to reduce it just even by 1 hour less, right, using your phone just 1 hour less, it makes a significant difference in how your mind is. Because when we use our phones a lot, we start thinking about so many different things. We start thinking about all the tasks that we need to complete. We start thinking about the notifications. When you text somebody, maybe we're expecting a reply. Why didn't that person reply? Now you're starting to overthink the situation. Why didn't my crush reply to me? All of this stuff. So and it's also a major distraction. As I said in other videos too, like, you have access to YouTube now. We have access to all of these different apps and games and stuff that make it so addictive. And then we're constantly thinking about the stuff on our phone, right? We're thinking about all the apps. We're thinking about like everything, because our phone is pretty much like a part of our heart now. It's connected to our heart. It's connected to our soul. We use our phones all the time, and by reducing it, we feel a sense of calmness. I've noticed that when I don't use my phone so much, I feel a lot better about everything. I feel a lot more relaxed. Number 9, watch nature videos. So if you are going to go on your phone, if you are going to go on your computer and you're going to go on YouTube, instead of watching some fight of UFC, instead of watching some action movie, instead of watching some rock concert, go watch some boring nature videos. Watch a video, of a documentary of a native tribe in Africa trying to hunt some gazelle. Watch a nature video of a guy going into like some remote island and exploring the island. Watch videos about maybe a lion attacking a gazelle, or watch a video about a bear just grazing. Watch a video about cows in the hills, just chilling. Watch these videos. It has a calming effect. A lot of us spend a majority of our time on YouTube and stuff watching videos that are very, very fast paced, that have a lot of fights, that have a lot of people getting emotional and angry. We're watching a lot of human videos, but we don't watch a lot of animal videos, you know, in their natural environment, just being animals. We don't watch enough of that. But it has an effect on our mind when we actually start watching those videos of animals just being in their natural habitat. You feel a sense of calmness. You feel one with nature, right? So we need to do this more, right? So dedicate some time to doing that. Watch some nature videos on a daily basis. It makes a very tremendous effect on your mental health and everything. And last but not least, exercise daily. So this also correlates to going for walks in the morning and night, as I said in the second point. But specifically, I think that if you do like sports, or if you're doing weights, if you're going to the gym and you're lifting weights, or if you're going for a run, if you're going to do some swimming, if you're going to play golf, if you're going to do any type of sport, it has a very calming effect as well. And I find that when I'm talking about sports, I think that when you're playing team sports, team activities, sports like soccer or basketball that require teamwork, there is a bit of pressure. There is a bit of stress when you do play. But at the end, you do feel calm. Just like any form of exercise, you have a sense of calmness. But what I recommend is that maybe you should do an exercise or some sort of sport that requires you to do it solo. For example, like I said, go to the gym, do swimming, even play basketball by yourself. Just focus on shooting the ball, focus on your form, focus on your technique. Go play soccer by yourself. Don't be afraid to go to a park and bring a soccer ball and play by yourself. You're not gonna look weird. Only you think you look weird. No one cares. By doing this, you are putting yourself a little bit away from the pressure, a little bit away from the stress of people judging you, because you're by yourself. And now it's just you versus you. And exercising, getting the heart rate up, going for a run by yourself, not having to wait on anybody. When you're done the activity, bro, you feel so relaxed. You feel all the stress has been taken out from you. Like that's what it feels like. That is exactly what it feels like. All the stress is like taken out. And I really recommend that you do this on a daily basis. This is not something that you need to do, you know, once a week or twice a week. You need to do this consistently, right? 3, 4, 5 times a week. Exercising, getting the heart rate up. And I promise you, if you do all these 10 things that I just mentioned, your heart will be at peace. Your mind will be more at peace. You will feel more relaxed. You will feel less anxious. You will feel less stressed, which will give you more time for your health. So you'll be healthier overall, and you'll have more time for your friends and family, your loved ones. You'll have more energy. You'll have more focus. People will notice that you're a calmer person, right? Sorry, there's one bonus that I want to mention too. You should also hang out with people who are also chill and relaxed. If you hang out with people that are really, really like always want to party, always on the go, always want to do this, it also gives you a sense of stress too because that affects you. So, anyways, those are 11 things. Thank you so much for watching.